As the discovery of vitamins snowballed, nutritionists began to look deeper into the beneficial components of food.
The history of nutrition and how humans understand the role of nutrition in health is a history of pioneers who go beyond the edge of what traditional medicine is thinking about. That's as true in the 20th century as it was in the 17th century. In the early 20th century, a man named Karl Renberg was working in China.
American entrepreneur Karl Renborg noticed that the rural Chinese population seemed healthier than those inside major cities. He realized that because city dwellers had few places to grow, they ate less vegetables. They also ate more polished rice. Those in the rural areas lived off a more natural food supply. Through trial and error, he devised a solution, a homemade stew of available nutrients.
Renborg was thinking, what do I need to do to maximize the nutritional value of the things we have? And he actually said, well, I've got to put in bone marrow from bones of animals, as many greens as I can get. We need iron. Where can I get iron? At one point, he was even thinking about rusty nails as a source of iron. But it's less important how palatable it was back in 1920 to the fact that he thought we've got to get what today we know as vitamins and minerals into this stew that he would eat. And he saw that people who ate what he prepared did better than those that didn't.
Renborg's experience in China convinced him to further explore dietary supplementation.
Renborg came back to the United States and embarked on what was really a lifelong journey to improve human nutrition. And he realized every step of the way that the earth had the answers. He was one of the first people to start pulling us back to what today we call organic farming.
For most of human history, indigenous cultures lived in concert with the land.
So if we're going out and we're collecting, say, yams and that, you break it off and you stick it back in the ground. We'll take some of the root and not all of it, or, break it off, put it back in, grow it. Cover up holes when you're digging, even just in the bush. You're digging up things, you cover it over. Hardly ever you'll see an Aboriginal person take from the ground and not cover that hole over, because it's important that we do that so other things can grow.
Nature has a fantastic system that balances itself out, it rejuvenates, it enhances itself over and over naturally. Any system that's natural takes plant material, drops it back into the earth, recycles it and reuses nutrients. Microbial populations in the soil are constantly releasing nutrients. They're broken down by this microbial population and released to a plant.
Karl Renborg knew that plants extracted both the good and the bad from the soil. So instead of using pesticides to control insects, he used more natural organic methods.
One of the methods that we can use in organic farming to control insect problems is the use of beneficial insects. So these ladybugs, they're going to go out here and they're going to look for food, basically. The food that they like is an aphid. The aphid is detrimental for us, so these guys, as we broadcast them out into the fields, they're going to go all through this field, colonize it, reproduce again, build up population. They're going to go in all through these plants looking for the insects that we don't want. That's their food, and that's what's going to support them.
Renborg and others began to experiment with various organically grown plant foods. He concentrated much of his effort on alfalfa. After harvest, Renborg dried the plants and studied their nutritional composition. What he found was an entirely new set of compounds. He called them associated food factors.
My father told the scientists and medical community that there were these important factors in plant materials. They pretty much laughed at him and said, well, there might be some factors, but they're not important in nutrition. They have no real value. They may be important to the plant, but certainly not to the human.
Renborg was a synthesizer. He took what we knew about deficiency disorders, he took what we needed to know about farming and built upon it and started tying the fabric together, weaving the fabric of what today is modern healthy nutrition.
For the next 20 years, Renborg continued his experiments, removing the water and fiber from various plants and putting the dried material into tablets along with the known vitamins and minerals. Renborg developed North America's first plant-based multivitamin, multimineral food supplement.
His belief was to put all these things together into one product. It wasn't just a magic nutrient, it wasn't a magic mineral. It was the combination of all these things combined in a proper way.
Independent of Renborg, Dr. Roger Williams was also studying human nutrition. Williams suggested that many unidentified compounds were also important for nutrition. He proposed the term Nutrilite for these vitamin-like substances, which, in small amounts, helped in the nutrition of organisms. It would be years, however, until the world embraced Williams and Renborg's theories. In the 1960s, the diets of 7 diverse countries were examined for their effect on human health. From the study, a clear winner emerged as the best diet from the group.
I found out that in the 7-country study, the people who had the lowest rate of heart disease, lived the longest, and had the lowest rate of cancer were the people in the island of Crete. So I decided to look at the traditional diet of Greece.
Living off the land and sea, the Greeks had been eating the same foods for nearly 4,000 years.
So it occurred to me that maybe their diet must have been similar to the diet that we evolved in, because I knew, for example, that they ate a lot of wild plants.
Dr. Artemis Simopoulos took the results of the 7 countries study and combined it with her own work on another food component, essential fatty acids.
You can think of them as messengers that give the proper advice to the cell to carry out normal metabolism. There are 2 families of essential fatty acids, and they're called essential because the body cannot make them, so we have to get them from our diet. And the 2 families are the omega-6 and the omega-3, and they get their names from their chemical structure. During evolution, these 2 essential fatty acids were balanced.
In today's typical Western diet, omega-6s are found in vegetable oils made from corn, sunflower, and cottonseed. Omega-3s are most abundant in cold water fish. The key to good health is a balanced ratio.
Greece, of course, has one of the best ratios, is about 2. The Japanese, because they eat a lot of fish, they have one of the best ratios, 4:1.
The Japanese have another distinction that sets them apart. On the island of Okinawa, there are more centenarians per capita than any culture on Earth. On average, Okinawans eat 7 servings of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains per day, and 3 servings of cold water fish per week. To wash it all down, they drink 6 cups of green tea per day. The result is a people with healthier arteries, with one of the lowest rates of cancer in the world. By the late 1970s, nutritional science had become an accepted practice worldwide. In the United States, the government published several reports praising the benefits of a plant-based diet.
A report called Diet and the Killer Diseases that was published in 1976 demonstrated that improvements in dietary habits could actually reduce the risk of cancer, heart disease, osteoporosis, and other killer diseases. The estimate has been made that about 35% of chronic diseases are due to dietary habits and to other lifestyle habits, including smoking, not getting an adequate amount of physical exercise, or eating a poor diet.
The pioneers of nutrition had been scientifically accepted, but the quest for nutritional knowledge continued. In 2004, we continue to pull our nourishment from the Earth's soil. And as we continue on our quest for nutrition, science has determined that the simplicity of nature still offers the most complete nutrition for optimal health.
One of the really interesting things about nutrition is that all kinds of populations all over the world manage to get adequate nutrition, although they have hugely varied diets. A society living in primitive conditions where all of the foods they eat are whole foods, it works out. These foods have nutrients in them that protect the plants and that help the plants grow. If they're animals, they have nutrients in them that help the animals grow. And then when the people eat them, they get that same benefit. So it all worked in kind of a natural interaction for thousands of years before anybody knew about nutrition.
Nutritional science has yielded critical clues in the understanding of how natural foods maintain our health. The basis for this understanding is that vitamins are a cornerstone for nutrition.
Vitamins have a real range of functions within the body where without it you can't make the body work properly. It's a bit like trying to drive a car without wheels. It just won't go anywhere. And that's the way that vitamins work. They help the biochemical processes in the body to make it all happen.
Vitamins are things, by definition, with a couple of exceptions, that we cannot make ourselves. They go into our stomach where the food is broken down by stomach acids, into our intestine where in a more refined process the food is further divided up and broken down into smaller components, absorbed across the intestinal wall into the bloodstream, where special proteins carry individual vitamins and minerals ultimately to the cells.
At the turn into the 21st century, technology is the driving force behind modern society. Machines drive our economy. Computers keep us connected, and automobiles move us from place to place. But there is a flip side to progress that has had a profound effect on our health.
Today, we are very sedentary. We don't walk as much. We don't work with our bodies. We use all kinds of mechanical devices, and then we use the automobiles.
Pollution is new in the history of human evolution. For all practical purposes, pollution, to reach any level that would concern our health, is probably just a few hundred years old. It's got to put tremendous pressure on us.
Modern environmental hazards like pollution, pesticides, and stress attack our every tissue, pitting our bodies in a battle against a recently discovered enemy called free radicals.
We live in an environment of oxygen. We need oxygen, we have to have it, but also on a chemical basis, it can be damaging to some of the components of your cells and even to your DNA. Some of this is just natural oxygen that occurs in the environment, and when it's broken down, it sometimes creates a damaging species called free radicals that can actually attack other molecules in your body and cause them to malfunction.
Free radicals are really, if you observe a group of children, and you'll find that some might be generally active, some might be a little bit sluggish, but some again might be hyperactive and charge around the place and do furious things and very difficult for their parents to handle.
To neutralize the effects of free radicals, scientists have once again turned to plants, and they've uncovered a wide array of compounds that may help. These beneficial compounds are called antioxidants, powerful agents that attack free radicals on the cellular level.
We need to slow them down and quench them a bit, and that's what the antioxidants do. They help to quench and slow down these radicals so that they don't have some harmful effects.
Antioxidants, such as those found in vitamin C and vitamin E, cannot be manufactured in the body. Instead, they must be obtained from the diet through certain plants. Citrus fruits, red peppers, and broccoli are loaded with antioxidants. Exotic fruits like the acerola cherry and the kakadu plum have some of the highest levels of vitamin C. And vitamin E-rich foods like peanuts, almonds, and seeds are powerful allies in the fight against free radicals. These and hundreds of other plant foods are now at the forefront of the fight against imbalance in the body's defense system caused by the effects of modern life.
So what we want to do is we want to have a diet that is rich in antioxidants that will more or less guard against the effects of pollution and the formation of oxygen radicals, which actually increase the aging process, as well as increase inflammation in the body. They require a lot more antioxidants to quell inflammation.
While antioxidants fight free radicals that have taken hold in the body, another group of associated food factors is being examined for its potential use in nutrition.
In the last 10 years or more, there has also been an increased interest in other components of food.
Called phytochemicals or phytonutrients, these compounds play a protective role in keeping the plant healthy. The hope is that they can do the same for humans.
When you consume them, these phytonutrients also provide antioxidant protection for your body and for the components of your body that are under continuous attack by oxidating agents and that need protection in order to maintain their integrity.
Initial testing has been positive. For example, lutein from spinach and lycopene from tomatoes are believed to reduce the risk of certain cancers, and catechins found in green tea are known to support heart health. Although research is in its initial stages, scientists around the world have identified thousands of phytochemicals in all kinds of plants.
The future of phytochemicals is the future of nutrition, because we know pretty much now what the macronutrients do and what the vitamins do. What we don't know is the potential of phytochemicals, but there's enough information out there now to suggest that they have a fairly vital role in the prevention of certain diseases.
Today, leading health organizations around the world recommend people eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. And the American Institute on Cancer Research states there is a strong and consistent pattern showing that diets high in fruits and vegetables decrease the risk of many cancers. In today's era of fast food and quick fixes, getting the necessary nutrients for good health can be a real challenge. From quickly prepared processed foods to fruits and vegetables grown in nutrient-depleted soils, making the right choices can be baffling to even the most health-conscious.
Every day you're bombarded with either the right signals or the wrong signals. And that already show in our kids, we're seeing type 2 diabetes in young people. And I would say nutrition is a major part of it.
But as people are becoming more sophisticated about their diets and the need for exercise, nutritionists are looking to new ways to satisfy our appetites for healthy food products. The result has been the blossoming of an entire industry dedicated to supplementing the diet with vital nutrients.
In today's world, we obviously have a wide variety of foods available to us. Natural foods, fruits, vegetables, animal products. And those can be combined into a very nutritious diet, a diet that will support our health. But in addition, we now have more information. We now understand which nutrients are essential. We're able to extract those from the food sources and concentrate them in small amounts in tablets, capsules, which are conveniently available to people to ensure that they get optimum nutrition.
Supplements guarantee that you'll have more than adequate amounts of everything that we know is important today if you take a full range of supplements.
Over 2,000 years of nutritional science is being pulverized, mixed, pressed into tablets, and shipped to the far corners of the globe. Today, the distribution of vitamins and mineral supplements is more than a $60 billion a year mega industry.
It is believed that people who improve their diet or who in some cases take an appropriate supplement of very specific nutrients can help reduce their risk of heart disease, reduce their risk of cancer, reduce their risk of osteoporosis, and in other ways improve their health outlook.
Nutritional supplements vary in their composition. Synthetic supplements isolate specific vitamins, while natural supplements made from concentrates or extracts contain vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. Both types of supplements come in tablets and capsules, but the industry is working on a variety of new delivery systems.
Certain people are not too keen on plant foods, fruits and vegetables, and some people just prefer to take these vitamins in the form of a supplement.
Maybe an apple a day does help keep the doctor away, but more importantly, that's a symbol for the value of eating healthy and having healthy nutritional supplements. After all, many nutritional supplements just take what's in good fruits and vegetables and concentrates them for you.
While most everyone can gain from either type of supplement, certain people can benefit more than others.
If you're not going to eat fish 3-4 times a week, then you really need to take the supplement. There is no difference in terms of the effects of omega-3 fatty acids, where you take it in the form of a supplement or you take it by eating fish.